One time for everybody out there in WWW land. This is Nightcap Knowledge, hosted by Mr. Mac and DJ George Chuck, episode 36, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Let's go.
Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Nightcap Knowledge. Put the children to bed, get your adult beverage, and get ready. Nightcap Knowledge is rated Black and Uncensored and hosted by longtime community organizer and entertainment professionals, Mr. Mac and DJ George Chuck. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. Nightcap Knowledge on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. Tune in and share.
We see y'all out there. Let us know that you're in the comments. Tell us who you are. Make a comment right now. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to Nightcap Knowledge each and every week. We got an action-packed episode tonight. We got old Juan, Cloy, and Ernest Perry from Between the Thin Line, the Thin Blue Line, should I say. So y'all get ready. Share this right now. Share this right now. We're talking prevention and retention of crime in the city of Jackson and beyond. This is Nightcap Knowledge. Want to remind you about Mississippi Greek Weekend coming up very soon. The return of Mississippi Greek Weekend, May 29th through the 30th, 2021, y'all. Right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast where DJ George Chuck is based. Want y'all to come on out. Want y'all to hit up Shoot Your Shot Saturday at the Press Box Daiquiri Lounge and also the Sunset Social at Elaine's Bar and Lounge. Find out more information about this and all of the Mississippi Greek Weekend events on msgw.online. We also want to bring to your attention something that the local organizing committee of Mississippi is doing, the Tulsa George Floyd Day of Remembrance Youth Spoken Word Contest. Prizes all over the place. This is May 29th, 2021, 2 to 4 p.m. Battlefield Park. And also the Stand Up and Speak Rally for Peace, Saturday, May 22nd, 2021, 5:30 to 7 p.m. That's going to be at Grove Park at the Pavilion. Appreciate y'all for getting all of these events and going to them. This is Nightcap Knowledge. I am DJ George Chuck, and that right there is none other than Miggity Mac. Now, can you hear the music this week, Mac?
Yes, sir. You did a great job, sir. Man, I'm telling you, boy, you hell when you well and you do shit when you sick.
Hey, boy. Hey, that Big Mill isk.
Hey, Chuck with Bobby. I like, Chuck, what are you listening to? You like,
hey, boy, you
ain't hear the music? We're like, what music? You're like, hey, shit happens.
Yeah, man. Things happen. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Like literally, a lot of shit just happened right before this show came on, right?
Right. Yeah.
For those of you trying to figure out what I'm talking about, my youngest son Jackson bumped his head.
Action.
Yeah, he is definitely about that action. So, wifey and I were attending to Jackson. So, like they say, send Jackson some positive vibes for I whoop his butt. For bumping your head. It's bad when you bump your head, then you get a whooping. Like I told you not to do that. Now I'm gonna have to give you a whooping.
Hey.
But I think his reminder, he got a reminder. You gotta walk around with that reminder for a few days. But we put the ice on it and everything. He good though. Yeah.
Hey, long story. One summer, I lost not listening to my grandma.
Yeah.
Injured my leg. I had, I think 14 stitches. Can't remember. I'm in bad shape. Grandma still fussing, still on my ass.
Oh yeah. And
then I had an injury, but I spent the whole summer with my damn leg laid up, looking out the window at other folk.
Man.
So look.
Hey, I know you were sick.
Oh man, I'm like, and just constant reminder. You haven't paid attention.
How old were you?
Like 14.
14 years old. All right, yeah. Watch this. McRae has had stitches already. he had stitches like right here. Yeah, man. Yeah. I got boys. Shout out to everybody out there that you might be a parent, and if you have boys, then you know what I deal with on a daily basis. Like today, earlier this afternoon, we were outside throwing the ball. McRae is developing into a little baseball player, so Jackson trying to keep up. So we did that before Jackson came home, so we didn't have to worry about a ball hitting him. But yeah, it is what it is. The wall hit him.
That damn wall just jump out from no goddamn where and hit that little boy.
Yeah. Why you should have stayed place. Should have stayed in your place. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. He gonna have some stories to tell.
Oh, he's that. Look, you 3 years old and you got stories to tell. Like, man, that's a whole lot.
By 3, I had stuck my hand in the oven. At the oven door, I would just start walking, and my mama, I don't know what she was doing. Open the door, and I put my hand in it. My hand stuck to it.
Oh man!
And I had fell off the table in the kitchen and bust my lip twice. By the time, because you're trying to stand up on the table, trying to cut the light off. Because we had one of those my Uncle Fred is tall, so he used to pull the pull chain or twist the bug. I'm trying to do it, slipped on the table, boom. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Hey.
Well, there it is, man. There it is. So look, everybody out there, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We see all of our people over there at Black with No Chaser. We see our folks over on the Nightcap Knowledge page, and we see our people over on Twitch. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in, checking in with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge. Again, Mac, you want to do our real disclaimer and all of that?
Yes, sir. We're reminding everybody that this show right here is Black and Uncensored. It's real talk, real issues with real solutions. So just letting you know that this stuff that you might hear might not be politically correct. And also, we drank. DJ George Chuck, what you got?
Look, I'm not drinking because I went to Vegas last week.
You detoxing.
Yes, sir. Look, I had, this is water. I've had my peach detox tea. Now that's what I should have brought on. Lord have mercy. Look, Sabir stories too.
You see me shaking my head. I like this. You swallowed a what?
Oh my God. All right. Sabir said, man, look, mom and my father brought my little sis home. I swallowed a milk cap and started choking for attention. Wow. That was not the way to get the attention, Sabir. Look, we're gonna pray for you.
So you've been bubbly all your life, Sabir.
Look, there it is. But yeah, Mac, look, I've been on my peach detox tea. Yeah. And look, Vegas, and no, let me say this. Vegas with the Nasty Show. That's what I'm saying. Birthday. Oh man, on his birthday.
With two Nasties. Nasty Show and the man formerly known as Joe Nasty.
Yes, yeah. The DJ formerly known as Joe Nasty. And look, if anybody is out there and they know and they can mention Jonas in the comments. I also mentioned, Silas in the comments, the Nasty Show, and DJ Mr. Adams, the DJ formerly known as Joe Nasty. We were out in Vegas with our wives, our better halves, and I can tell you this, man, there was a leader, and let me do this. Shout out to Jack Daniels. Leader.
Whoa. Hey, what? Hey, taking it back.
That's a 750. I'm talking about a leader.
I know.
Hold up, no, not a leader. That was a half gallon.
Half gallon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man, look. A half gallon of Jack Daniels and a lot of mimosas. Like, I'm talking about champagne. That boy had the champagne campaign.
I hate champagne, but
I love champagne.
Me and Jack will get back.
Yeah. Look, man. The three guys, and I'll tell you this. We actually, I concocted a mimosa that contains Jack Daniels as well. Yeah. So look at this. You've got your your base of champagne, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got your base of champagne. Then you add your orange juice, but here's the flip. You put your pineapple juice in there.
Mm. Yeah, pineapple juice to go with Jack. Yeah.
And then you put a little topper of Jack Daniels in there, and then you do your blackberries and your strawberries and a couple of tidbits of pineapple. Man, that absolutely the most outstanding mimosa that you will ever find. And I would definitely
Drop them in the comments, Chuck.
I'll drop them in the comments. I think I got a drink card for that one.
You know what that's called? You know, you can call it a mighty mimosa.
A mighty mimosa. I think I had a name for it, but I might flip it to the mighty mimosa.
You got because you put that little kick of Jack in there.
You know what I called it? I think I called it a Mississippi mimosa.
Yeah, that'll be right.
Yeah,
that'll be right.
I think that's what I called
whiskey to it. A little whiskey.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's what I called it, man. Me and Trina was coming up with drink ideas for Mississippi Greek weekend.
We need to get with Larry because we need to bring back bartender in crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't even getting with Larry. Let's just do it. You look.
Yeah. We just need to take the name and start making the drinks.
Yeah.
And especially right now, when everybody's doing a lot of virtual stuff, you can make it from home.
Yeah.
And just upload it or however you want to do it.
I mean, I might need to just do it, in the mix, and then we have a guest bartender every week. But we got a lot of podcasts, man. Shit. Oh, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So look, you want? I know I did a couple little recaps or announcements early, and I wanted to get those in because I figured that Juan and Ernest would be on with us now, and I know that this type of conversation was going to.
They hadn't logged on yet.
No, I don't see them at all. So I sent it to one of Juan's emails and his Facebook. So hopefully we'll have our guest on in just a moment. We appreciate y'all for sticking with us. Shout out to all our people over at Black with No Chaser and the Nightcap Knowledge page and everybody over on Twitch as well. We appreciate y'all for sticking with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge. We have veteran police officer and community advocate Juan Cloy and his player partner, his partner in community success, Ernest Perry. Ernest Perry and his wife have an awesome wedding venue. I've been a DJ out there before. If you're looking for a really nice place that is Black owned and well taken care of, this is. I wish I had some of those photos that Chuck from Full of Flavor shot for this wedding. And it was Courtney Watson. She was at Nate Watson's. That's his sister. Nate's Tougaloo grad. Courtney, she's SSP Summer Science Program alum, but I think she ended up going to Howard. But they booked me for one of their weddings. I think I can't remember her husband's name, but shout out to them. They're still married. They're going and they're growing and they're glowing. Shout out to Chaplain Johnson, because I took the go and grow from him and added that go to it. Gotta pay homage to where we come from whence we came, Tougaloo College. And Mac, let's do our announcements again, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the events and the folks that are sponsoring them, and you can give us an idea of what to expect at each of these. So first of all, I'll go with the Stand Up and Speak Rally for Peace.
So the Stand Up and Speak Rally for Peace, you're gonna have victims of violent crimes, and you're gonna have parents of those who have lost their children to violent crimes. This is the second rally. There was a rally at Parham Bridges Park, and they had a pretty good, pretty well attended. But more and more people are coming. You have different organizations that are part of this. You have like the Community Library Group. You have Better Men Society. You have several organizations that are coming together to help put this together. Also, Mississippi Move is participating because not only the rally is a cry to get folks to come out to be heard, but also with a process to plan to figure out what are we going to do. An action-oriented process. It's not just coming out just to talk, but it's to draw people out so you can see faces and you can network with those faces to actually come up with some sustainable relief efforts for those folks that are dealing with the traumatic experience right now. Because right now we are dealing with a desensitization of crime and violence. It becomes so norm now. People just, somebody got shot, and that's someone's child, someone's mother, someone's father. So we have definitely got to figure out a way to bring things back to be more human-like right now. So that's going on this Saturday. It's at 5:30. It's open to anyone that want to come. Just come on out, come check it out. Share this flyer. Share this flyer like we were giving up with something free that you wanted. Because this is very important, and this is just one step in a long walk to change things in our society.
All right. And I see our guest from the Thin Blue Line or Between the Thin Blue Line podcast coming in. But again, this is the Stand Up and Speak Rally for Peace. Grove Park at the Pavilion this Saturday, 5:30 p.m. The next one that we got is the LOC of Mississippi, the Tulsa George Floyd Day of Remembrance.
Right. So this is an event that's going to be dedicated to youth. It's like a talent show. It's going to be, youth are going to be participating in this from around the city and whatever areas. But it's to highlight Tulsa, Oklahoma, and also remembering George Floyd and what happened. And this is a very, very important day for Black community, because we talk about so many different tragedies that happened to our folks and what preventative measures we can put in place. So again, you're rallying around the youth, giving them something positive to do, and also educating them what has happened recently and what has happened in the past. This is nothing that is a coincidence to our community. There's always some planned attack and some type of systematic oppression that's happening to us, and we got to find ways to be able to heal ourselves so that we can be able to fight against this. So it's just a day of remembrance. It's going to be different things, different talent shows, and I'm quite sure some of the youth that are participating are going to highlight some of the things that happened between the assassination and the murder of George Floyd, and also the destruction and domestic terrorism that took place with the Black Wall Street. So, because we got to call it what it is, right? It's a whole racist infrastructure that we got dealing with now. So, and we see it. It's all politics.
Right. Got to call it fair, man. Again, that's LOC Local Organizing Committee, Mississippi. The youth spoken word contest, May 29th. And I believe that is Memorial Day weekend. That's 2 to 4 p.m. Battlefield Park, Jackson, Mississippi. So y'all make sure y'all go out there and support this event, support our young people, support something positive and educational all at the same time. Also, we'd like to highlight our therapeutic counseling, our therapeutic counselor in residence. We've been shouting out for about 14 weeks now. Bach Therapeutic Counseling, Cassandra James Weathersby, support group space for Black and brown women. That's first and third Thursdays, 6 p.m. This is a free virtual event. You can go to bachtcs.com for more information.
And I know Coach Abbasi should be in the comments somewhere. He should be tuning in. That's the one that's doing the event for the 29th. So I'll get more details.
Yeah, most definitely. As always, we want to encourage you and remind you that we are moving Mississippi forward. All gas, no break. You can get you as you can see, Mac is wearing the shirt. You can get a Mississippi moving Mississippi forward, all gas, no break t-shirt. We got these at all of the events that we got coming up real soon, right? So you can, inbox Mississippi Move, email us, whatever you need to do to get you a shirt, to show your support. We got the shirts on deck. Once again, we want to remind you about the Mississippi Black Business Expo, the People's Marketplace, Saturday, August 21st, 2021, 12 to 5 p.m. This is the return of the Black Business Expo. And of course, we'll always have those business workshops, the food court, the family fun zone, and that's all happening at the Jackson Convention Complex. Log on to MississippiBlackPages.com. That's msblackpages.com to reserve your space and to update your listing if you're unable to be there. Open to businesses, Black-owned businesses from the entire state of Mississippi. If you need more information, you can hit the website, msblackpages.com, or email msblackpages@gmail.com. Now, lastly, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we're welcoming you to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the return of Mississippi Greek Weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Gulfport, Mississippi, music, food, drinks, and the groove. Make sure you hit the website, msgw.online. That's May 29th through the 30th. We got it going on, y'all. It's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of good positive things happening. And we're making sure that our people have options of things to do. And we want to make sure that we have that good social impact and offer people some great solutions to, not only your community issues, but also your entertainment issues. I guess that's a thing for us. Ain't that us?
Yes. It's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, bro. Look,
all right, well, man, we got Ernest back there. I see Ernest. You want me to bring him up, or you trying to pull your aunt?
Well, look, now that's the other one. I got this the 1856 I got, and then I still got 1884. Huh?
No, it's that 1829.
No, I ain't see that one. No, I just got the 1856 and 1884.
Okay.
I still got some Elijah Craig over there too.
Well, good deal. I'm on high quality H2O, man. But without further ado, we want to bring in one of the hosts of one of our brother podcast, Mr. Ernest Perry. Y'all give it up for Mr. Ernest Perry, man. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Cloy said he coming. You know, I told his ass not to take a nap before the podcast. I'm gonna take a nap. He pulled a Chuck in 9:20. 8:20. I'm gonna take a nap. I said, don't do that shit. Don't do that.
That's definitely not what you should do. You should not
take man. Brother Perry, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. How you all?
Good, man.
And, yes, sir.
Yeah, Cloy probably be popping in the next few minutes. When we want to talk about, and the reason that we got on the show, the topic we're talking about is prevention and retention, dealing with the crime. One of the highlights, we're talking about the city of Jackson, but also we're just talking about in general in our state as a whole, or in our communities and culture as a whole. And you guys had a really good show the other night, and y'all had some brothers on there that are in the community that's trying to work. One brother that's got 1 foot in, 1 foot halfway out, and he just telling the truth. And he highlighted some things that we have been talking about, like people that folks see quote unquote as targets, and you know what it's like when you out there. You know that some of these folks that we talking about for is carrying guns. Folks that put the gun down, but it's like, man, I'm not trying to do anything to nobody, but I can't put my gun down unless they put their gun down. So, and that's the realization that we're talking about. You saying put your gun down, but without me having my gun, I've just made myself a target for the folks that live in the area where I am. So I thought that was a real good conversation. And I wanted you guys to come on our show and talk, you know, about some of the things, like for one, a little bit about yourselves. Why did you create the show? You know, what is, you know, some of the stuff behind the show, and then also highlighting and going more in depth about the show from this past Sunday. So I don't know, Cloy might be putting Cam to bed. I don't know what he's doing. But you can start.
No telling what. No. Okay. Well, thank you all for having us on, man. Y'all doing a good job. I appreciate the shout out in the beginning about the ENS ranch. But I'm Ernest Perry. I'm a 25-year retired police officer with the Jackson Police Department. I work in narcotics in different areas of that department. And we started the podcast or the show, Thin Blue Line, Between the Thin Blue Line, because, of course, Matt, you and I and Cloy, we always have conversations. And through those conversations, we have came up with some brilliant ideas. And only we heard it. Nobody else heard it, you know? So we say, okay, let's open this thing up, because somebody can hear our ideas. We talk all the time about different things. And we just wanted to get a well-rounded view of what's going on. And I'm hearing a little background.
Yeah, we got Juan Cloy coming in with all that noise coming from his computer.
Yeah, he's coming from the man cave over there. We call it a manhole.
Look, the manhole ain't set up right or something.
Something got echo too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you loud.
You loud.
Okay, let me back up. Turn that second mic off. I don't feel like getting up right now.
Turn your second mic off.
Yeah.
Cut one of them mics off. Yeah.
Somebody had me by this. Don't call no names.
Yeah, but it also ice storm happened that weekend. I was supposed to come up there, so I wasn't Now, Juan, you sound like shit.
What you need me to do?
Bad, Juan. What's up?
I don't know
what you need me to do. Turn it down?
What did you? Yeah, I don't know what you did from what you
did
down last Sunday to now. Cause it was totally different Sunday. Y'all hear really clear mic Sunday.
Oh man. Look, we done lost viewers.
Stop lying.
I ain't lying.
Yes or no?
That's better.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little better. Yeah, you kind of high though. Try to cut that mic down some.
See. All right. Okay. I hooked them up. All right. Juan, get back to your mic, Juan. I know you can hear me in your ears. Come on. Get back to your mic and
I
then.
hear you. Oh, I
All
got,
right.
I got, I got the game button. The game, got it.
Yeah, gang. Yeah.
Yeah, not the detergent.
Hey, this is not my forte, bro. This is not what I do.
I mean, all good. All good.
There you go. There you go.
Being here, but you sound awesome now.
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go, Brother Perry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brother Perry, before you so rudely interrupt.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we started the thin blue line because Juan and I always have conversation. We've been having conversation for the last probably 15, 20 years. And throughout those conversations, like I said, some brilliant ideas, some brilliant solutions, some brilliant dreams, if you will, come in fruition or come about in those conversations. And we just decided, man, let's open this up to the public. People need to hear this. We need to get people to come along. And then you mentioned Sunday night, our last show, we had some brothers on there, and man, they enlightened us on some information that's going out in the street. I mean, we learned new terms, and I'm still just kind of excited about what we got going on, especially with those brothers. One brother told us that hurt people hurt people. And I'm thinking, man, that's deep. That's what's going on out there in the street. These are kids are hurting. They are crying for help. Hurt people hurt people. And then another term, and we'll talk about it later. Another term, one of the guys said that when somebody tell those guys to be careful, they reverse it. Say, no, careful people get hurt. We need to be dangerous. Man, I never heard that. So those type things that we bring to light that we're dealing with out in the street. And I think everybody needs to hear this.
Yeah.
So we talked about that, how you guys got started and why you got started. What's some of the things that y'all have been doing, Cloy? I know y'all not just having a podcast, but y'all actually been hitting the streets. And, people always say the things that needed to be done, in quoting Dr. Amos Wilson, a rational mind for the Negro is considered to be radical. So anytime you have the mindset to say, well, let's go do something about this situation, folks say, well, that's crazy. Why would you do that? And so kind of tell people what you've been doing on these Friday nights.
It's interesting that you would bring up the word radical. Ernest and I have been, somebody sent me a book. I don't know who sent the book to this day. About 2 weeks ago. It's titled Rules for Radicals. If you haven't read it, you can get it on Audible or whatever, or you can just read the paperback. But it's probably one of my top 3 to 5 books. I think I only read 5 books in my lifetime. But by Sal Alinsky. And so one of the things it talks about is being radical. The word radical is great sounding, but if I want to get you on my side, I don't need to be radical right then, right? I can't go into a synagogue and eat a pork sandwich, even though I may eat pork. I have to go in there and do as the Romans do. So he and I both have had great discussion about the book. Some of the things we realize we've been doing wrong. We talked about today. If we realize that you may say, a young person may say something in slang that's incorrect, but that's what they say, then we shouldn't say that's wrong, right? We should say, there's other ways that they describe it, and there's, but rather than saying that they're wrong, because these kids weren't taught by our parents, and so we have to realize that because we want it as such doesn't mean it's going to be that way. You want it one way, but it's the other way. So, but anyway, so we've been going out to the street, and we have had 10,000 of these cards printed up and donated to us. And they say, guns down, stop killing. And we go out to the areas where people that are most at risk for gun violence congregate, mostly our corner gas stations, right? Right. And so we went out there a couple of times, and what we noticed was 2 things. First of all, we noticed we got a lot of love. Out of about 100% of the people, 99% of the people gave us love. It's the 1%, either they're too high, they give you the mean look, they're extra high, they're extra mean feeling. They you know, they don't give you any love. But other than that, we have people that take a stack of cards. The store owners want us to put the cards in the store. One store owner wants us to we have 2 banners, wanted us to put one of the banners in his window.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about people that's not from here, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go all over the city and we just pass out those cards and we show them love. We shake their hands. If they want to talk, we talk. If they don't, we let them keep going. We don't try to stop anybody, right? And usually we'll end up with people kind of congregating around us. And if we come in with 6 or 7 people, we'll end up with maybe a total of 9 or 10 that want to tag along and just get a stack of cards, just hang out and talk. You know, some of the people that we deal with that's in the group, we have us. Our group is called the Citizens of Jackson. We call it COJ. But we met a lady who wanted us to come down to Canton, and she said, "Give me them damn cards. What y'all doing?" She said, "Shoot, hell, give me some more damn cards, and I want one of them damn shirts too." And she said, and chains, y'all say put the guns down, that's good. But you didn't say stop kicking ass. I'm going to kick your ass if you don't give me some more of them cards, you know. And we were all sitting there laughing, right? And so I have to give her some more cards. We got to get her a shirt, and we got to go to Canton. We got to go to Canton.
You going to get your ass kicked?
Well, yeah, if we don't, I'm going to get my ass kicked. But I don't know if y'all told Perry this is rated. What rated is this show?
Black and Uncensored.
Yeah, we said
Black
that.
And Uncensored.
I know we heard it though.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, I'm rolling my head. You see, I'm rolling my head a little bit, man. You know. I'm squinting, man. I'm like,
I told Cloy, I said, Cloy, you better. I said, Cloy, you better warm here.
No, man, you don't be rolling your head. Don't be on here like that.
I had told you about the show. You don't use it. When I had been on it a minute, I may smoke a cigar or something. The first time I was on it, I'm just laughing and giggling, and I don't, you know, this beer is probably, man, it's got to be 4 months old. I've just never been a drinker. Or me and Perry used to go down before he became, you know, we used to go to the cigar bar.
What are you, a ninja? What the hell is it?
You know,
what is that?
I'm making a joke now. You know, before he became that, we used to go just to there you go, to the cigar bar, just sit and talk and smoke a cigar, just sit and the flavored cigars, you know. And now it's become so popular now that we just it's just like lost its luster. And I told him, I said, when you add estrogen with testosterone, the men start acting up. And so when the ladies start coming, no offense, ladies, but when y'all start coming to the cigar bar, if you hadn't noticed, now they started having problems there.
Oh, they had, oh man, I didn't know they were having issues down there.
Mm-hmm. But again, you know, it's still a nice place to go. It's only sometimes. I don't go. There's a lot of people there, so definitely somebody's making some money. But it's just a little too much for me. I want to chill. I don't do the. Yeah.
So, look, I went down there and did a pop-up shop. What week?
No, he talking about it. I think he talking about another one to show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he talking about another spot.
Hey, look, I want to go pop up in front of that one too. Then
you probably do downtown. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that was
the
it.
Club around there.
Yeah.
So Cloy, this weekend was Friday. It was popping, wasn't it, Perry? It was this Friday. It was off the chain.
Juan Cloy. So tell us about the night that y'all was out, and you know we were talking about the whole thing about the scenery which y'all saw, like the young guys. I know you saying, man, how crazy it is that night, and you like talking about even then that night y'all got some, you know, y'all got love and y'all got respect, but you know it was just like it was just crazy. You know, you take with like 10 or 15 folks just riding around, and tell us about that night.
So we had one particular gas station, and the 10 to 15 young folks pull up, and they got some nice little cars, and they blocking the highway, and people blowing at them. They pull in the gas station. They do 2 laps in the gas station parking lot, real at a high rate of speed. They stopped, and they all jump out, and they got their smoke, they got their drink, they got their Dracos on the seats, they got their ARs, they got all that. It's right there, brother. It's there for the taking. And you know, we just go up and pass the card. I may say something, you know, be careful, be safe, brother. One dude was rolling some loud. I said, man, I don't know how y'all smoke that, man. I said, man, last time I smoked weed, I got lost in the bathroom. And he said, the bathroom? I said, bro, I was in the bathroom. He said, you must have had some spice. I said, no, we didn't have that back then. They were way back then. I said, but I hadn't. I said, God, if you just get me out to the bathroom, I will never, ever do this again. Right?
Hey, boy, you know when you be praying to God, you done got pretty doggone high drunk.
Yeah.
Hey, Lord, please let me just make it through this.
Please. That's another reason why this beer is about 3-4 months old. Because I just don't have it.
But you did that. But you did that for a living though. Huh?
What?
Go ahead, Ern.
Go ahead,
hey, Mac, and Cloy was laughing at me all night because it was kind of hard for me to turn my police off. I'm thinking, I'm seeing these guys with all these guns and these drugs and stuff. I'm in police mode. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Cloy looking at me laughing like, man, Ernest about to run. He about to run. He about to do something.
He about to throw somebody on the ground.
It was just over. I'm telling you, it was overwhelming to me to see how many young people with guns, open like that. It was just overwhelming. Yes.
Look, one guy pulls up to the very front of the store. Now, mind you, everybody's got guns in their lap. They got guns in the seat next to them, and they got guns in the store. They're in the store. And in Mississippi, the gun lock, you can conceal your weapon, but it's got to be in a holster or a sheath, right? Mm-hmm. And so, none of that. They get out, the pants sag, and they put their pants in their drawers. And one guy was so funny. One guy got out the car, he pulled right in the front door. He got out. He looked like a little Taurus G2C, and he had a 50-round magazine in it, about this long. So when he gets out the car, he puts it in his underwear. He goes to walk in the store, and he realizes that it's sticking out this far past his shirt. So he turns back, and he goes, dang. Turns back around, takes that gun out, gets another gun. This time it's a big 45. I'm standing right there, like 10 feet from him, just watching him, right? And he gets out. He's got this big old 45. He puts it in his underwear again. Well, it's too heavy. He makes it to the door this time. He goes, damn. So he goes back to the car, gets his other gun, and finally puts it in his underwear and goes in the store. But, you talking about, I don't know what time it was, 12, almost 1. I don't recall, but they cooking chicken in the store. It's a guy on the microphone that scared the hell out of me. He came over the microphone. It's like 40 people in the parking lot. He goes, number 27. You wait in the parking lot waiting for your chicken. They got hog head salad. I went in the store. I bought a cinnamon roll. I just butted the line. I didn't really know where the line was. And everybody, hey, man. I said, hey, bro, I'm sorry, man. They said, man, bro, go on and get your cinnamon roll, bro. You must really want it. I said, I do. I want that cinnamon roll. But so it was to be straight up honest with you, nobody really wanted to carry a gun, but they had to carry a gun because the other guy carried a gun. It's an inconvenience for them. Right. It's an inconvenience for them to carry a gun. I mean, you pulling out the Draco out your pants. There's folks walking around with Dracos and AR pistols.
Explain it to people that's watching, because I didn't know what the hell a Draco was until last week.
A Draco is a mini, I guess, AR without the stock on it, and it's like a tannish brown wood handle, and it's got like a little flared man, I forgot what you call the thing on the end, of flash protector, I guess, on the end of it, and that's not the term of it, but they're very popular because of the name Draco, and you hear this song. I had the Draco with me. Everybody's got these songs about Dracos, but it shoots 7.62 rounds, which is an AK. AK
bullet. Right.
But I was talking to one of the young brothers about when I really got shot at by a real Kalashnikov. So an AK means Alexander Kalashnikov. AK 47 means it was manufactured. There you go.
Is this the one? This is a Draco.
That's not really a Draco, but it's close.
Okay,
right? It's close. Usually it's got it's a little like this will be tan, but you could, and this is like got a little. The end of it has a little flare on the. So it's kind of it's like a Corvette, I guess, of weapons. As far as use functionality, I would not use one. It's too much power for that type of weapon.
Too much recoil.
It's too much recoil. You're not going to stay on target.
Yeah.
And so your first shot's gonna be, if your first shot ain't good, the gun's gonna take you about this high, and you gotta come back down and recite, which ain't gonna work if you're shooting against a halfway decent. If I have my pistol, you're done.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, so what I'm hearing, and which is not unfamiliar, our society changes, and it sometimes it evolves and it revolves back to where it started. So we start thinking about the Wild Wild West, where it was so common for everybody to have a gun, and when you did not have a gun, everybody looked at you and like, why you don't have a gun? It was, and so we are in that type of situation, but the laws are different, for as how they're governed and how they're carried out. So on all levels, so this person, you say, I got a gun because he got a gun. And we know a lot of folks that don't look like us and don't like us got guns. So when you start telling the person to put the gun down and see,
right.
in the community you're talking about, not even at that point, what we're thinking. So and like the brother said the other night, you got the folks that's in the middle that's just trying to get home and get to this area. And you are a target for everybody that's looking for a law-abiding citizen. You're a target. And so, I mean, so that's something we, that's not new to this country, but is in this generation is becoming new. In this lifetime is becoming new, and it becoming a new norm. But the only thing about it, now we have phones and cameras and everything, but we are going back to the Wild Wild West days.
Right.
So, Mac, real quick, you mentioned law-abiding citizen. Today, I was having lunch, and I saw this guy. I know he's an attorney. Last name Martin.
Right.
He's not kin to the Martin the attorney brothers, but he knew me, but he couldn't think of my name. So, but I knew him. So we talked, we spoke. I said, "Man, you doing okay?" He said, "Yeah, I was, but till I got carjacked." I said, "When did you get carjacked? Where were you?" He said, "I was on Ellis." I said, "When?" He said, "Friday night." I said, "White Mercedes?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "The dude that went on a shooting spree?" He said, "Yeah." He carjacked him. I said, did you have your gun on me? He said, "It didn't do me no good. It wasn't on me." He had it in the car, pretty much. And dude pulled up his AR, but he shot 4 people, right?
Right.
Killed 1. He robbed 4. I know he shot a lady in the leg, and then he shot a guy on Lynch Street. Now, check this coincidence. Check this coincidence. That's the night we went out.
Yeah.
Now, he started at 10. We start meeting each other at Arby's on Highway 80 at 9. I was tired, and Ernest was tired, so we got there a little late, about 9:15, 9:20. But everybody else was there waiting on us. I get out the car, salutations, blah, blah, blah. The Keither Stamps calls me. "Hey, man, I got a question for you." You know how he is. Hey, what you doing? It's Friday. What people used to do on Friday. "Oh, yeah, well, I got a question for you." It was a legal question. And I said, "Well, the Keither, rather than do that, why don't you come out and pass out these cards with us?" "Oh, yeah, where you at?" "We're right here at Arby's." "I'll be right there." I said, "This is crazy." He pulls up with his wife in the car. She has on sandals.
No,
And I'm thinking, there ain't no way they're going with her. She's gonna sit in the car. Wrong.
No.
Hey, that girl from Leland, Mississippi.
Hey,
Delta.
If you watch the video he had, she the one that took the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey.
But anyway, long story short,
the guy
started the shooting rampage at around 10 o'clock. We were still
Right
at
when y'all
Arby's.
get started.
Right.
Yeah.
He's at Arby's. We're at Arby's at 80 and at the Metro Center.
Mhm.
He's a mile away-ish at Lynch. And no, he started out, I think, in front of the Wingstop on Ellis. And so we're going to Ellis and 80 to start. That's where we start at, which is 100 yards, 150 yards from the Wingstop.
Right.
But we're late because we're playing, we're talking, we're laughing, we're joking, and we're waiting on Keither and another guy. So we ended up getting there about 10:35, which at that time we're watching all the cop cars and we're going, what in the heck is going on? Right.
Yeah.
But we know one thing. If he would have came to that gas station, that would have been the end of that shooting rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Dracos was coming out on him. If he would have came to that gas station with that AR,
Yeah.
those kids would have lit him up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, rightfully so, they would have been saving people's lives is what they would have done. So that would have been the case of good guy with the gun.
Yeah. Juan, let me ask you this question as it relates to one of these young people with guns, and then like Second Amendment. Have you had any conversations with the young people that are toting, these high capacity firearms about, becoming more I guess well versed in firearm safety or
I can't stand you, Ernest Perry.
No, I'm just saying. This is the question that I want to know.
No. See, you don't know. We've had this discussion. So he started laughing when you said that. I was looking at his face. He was ha ha ha.
I saw the little cheese come up.
Talk to him. Go ahead. Go ahead, Perry. Wait, hold on. Before you say anything, let me do this. All right, go ahead. I want you to see my face, but go ahead.
No, great question. But the thing is, me personally think, because these youngsters have these guns, they need to be trained and versed in them. Cloy think different. Well, he don't think different. He think that he's not the one to train them because of who he is and his belief. He don't feel like he don't want to have that reputation to be going around training killers. But my thing is, they have guns anyway. So Mississippi does not mandate training at all, none whatsoever.
Right.
Anybody, but you have to have a driver license. You got to go to get a drive a car. But to buy a gun, you don't have to. So they need to mandate training, I think. But we're talking about the 17, 18, the people of hunting age. If you get hunting license, you're gonna have to go through a gun safety class. It's mandated in Mississippi that you must attend an 8-hour gun safety class to get hunting license from the age of 16 all the way up. So, but I think that would spark their interest to get some type of training. They need it, because we have heard on our show, incidents where guns have been off and hit people in the head.
Right. Yeah. Right.
One young man, nephew got shot in the head by accident. They don't have a clue how powerful that weapon, a handgun, is. A machine, is a explosive device, and is extremely dangerous if you don't know how to handle it. And we have so many of them out there. And another thing, what we learned is that these kids are screaming for help. They don't want to carry a gun. They are screaming for help. I told them, but we're not listening. And I always say, and I tell Juan this, there's a part of listening that doesn't have anything to do with sound. So we have to pay attention. We really have to pay attention, because those kids are screaming for help. They are screaming when they're acting out, when they cursing and fussing, when they want to be big and bad, think the gun. And one of the brothers from the men's society, he said the narrative of what a real man has changed. Yeah. We used to see, when we were young, we used to see on TV the guy with the suits and the hats and the pipe. That was a real man. But now the narrative is, if you got a big gun, if you got a Draco, that's a man. That makes a man. That's not true. So we need to change that whole narrative. So I appreciate you guys, your platform, our platform, and the other platform that doing positive things where we can actually start changing the narrative about what these kids are dealing with.
I got another question. And I'm Mac. I know you want to jump in. You've been asking a lot of questions, but you just simmer down.
No, shut up, boy.
Text message. Sabir was asking you to do that. Shout out to Sabir.
I'm looking at Sabir. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Quick. The question that I have is: have there been any conversations with the young people that y'all are encountering about, like who they see as human? Or is everybody like, moving target? Like, what's the vibe around, like, and I know that they probably aren't using, these particular types of terms, but are there rules of engagement? Like, the old school code? Like, what is the what's their mode of operation? Like, what's they street code, or is there any right now?
It's almost a dog eat dog. Who got the ups? Everybody have a gun. So I think that's how I perceived it just by talking with him. Like, he got a gun, I got a gun, and the thing about it is, they don't want to use it, but
if they
if they approach, and another thing, I think the biggest thing is, if you mess with their clique or their family. Mm-hmm. It's going to be retaliation. I don't care what. It's going to be some type of retaliation. One guy told us, if he gets shot tonight, all hell is going to break loose in Jackson, Mississippi, because his whole family's coming. Mm. So that's the type of mentality that we're dealing with. So, I mean, it's so many variables, and it's actually overwhelming. Right.
What we're talking about now, a lot of times, how you say you see the fruit from the tree, and what we're seeing now in the 60s and 70s and on up to now, how white power structure, especially in the justice, putting the narrative in the head that you had organized crime with structure, and you locked up and helped kill, quote unquote, the bosses and the leaders, and those that are locked up now wouldn't even have the same respect on the street if they got out tomorrow. So what you have now is, like you say, you have a dog-eat-dog world. You don't have any structure. You don't have any code. You don't involve women and children. Don't involve this neighborhood. We don't do this. Or somebody, how it used to be, somebody called from Chicago and get the message and everything shut down. You don't have that type because it's isolated. We talked about this years ago in the in-service, because with me working in the facility, all the guys you're talking about, when they got caught, they went to jail. Then they end up coming to the facility where we were. And they talk about you have imitation gangs. You have folks that are starting their own gangs. So it's not connected to a larger entity. Like, cliques. Yeah. But so they don't have that same structure. You don't have one person in control where you can tell this person and they make everything be ceased for the weekend. You have a peaceful weekend because everybody put the guns down for the weekend. No, it's everybody now got access to power, which is the firearms. Their ego and their manhood is based on their gun. They are hypersensitive, and they are ready to fight anytime they think their manhood has been infringed upon. Anything that they take as an insult, and this is what we see, because the average one of them is how old, Cloy and Perry? They at least 25 and under. The average cat that you see that's dealing with this
25 and under, yes. Yeah.
Very few of them are 30 and older. You'll see some 30 and older incidents, but a lot of times that's domestic or drug related. But these other cats, man, these cats under 25, and they heavily influenced by media more so. People used to talk about video games, Grand Theft Auto, and all that. These cats ain't playing no Grand Theft Auto no more. No, they doing it's a real life for them. So they have embodied the fictitious stuff that we saw. Now they have made that become their real life.
Let me jump in here and ask another question. I know I used to be out, and I interact with folks. I want to know from Juan and Ernest, what's been the way that y'all have connected? Because you say you got some folks that'll kind of brush you off. What's one of the ways that you've been able to, like, what did you say to get a young person in these particular situations to open up to you?
One of the things is you got to be careful with your words.
Mm-hmm. What you mean by that?
And you just got to be. Nobody likes to be called little, right? Little bro.
Yeah.
So when I talk to them, I say big bro. Everybody want anything big, large, grandiose, a great adjective, right? Yeah. Big dog. Nobody want to be called little dog. Uh-huh. And so grandiose, any complimentary things, compliment the rims, compliment the car. So I'm always just complimenting. And I'm complimenting the smell of the weed, right? And so, yeah. But that opens the door. Yeah. And then you can move in with hey, bro, I care about you. And then bring it home to them. You know, I love you, but you know, more importantly, you know, you got people in your clique that love you too. They don't want you to be, they don't want to miss you. So
Right.
you got that brings it home to them rather than just keeping it germane or generic. Now I'm getting you to think about mama, or I'm getting you to think about pops, or you know, most of them have kids. A lot of them have kids. You know, you got a little girl, man. You know, you got to bring her up. We need some more queens. You got to bring your little girl up. So that kind of brings it down. It brings down the temperature then, because I'm not a threat. I'm out here with, this is what I got. This is what I'm armed with, a card. And I'm here asking you to put these down. Now, mind you, Ernest and I know that this is not the end all be all to curtailing violence in Jackson or Mississippi or even the country, but it's a starting point for things and a rallying point. And so, you know, I made some calls today, you know, that I wouldn't have ordinarily made to some people. And so this is for me. This is, I guess, a lot of stuff that I do is for me, my own edification, because when I started PowerPoint, I'm a trainer by nature. I train police officers and not just police officers, people. I start out with the pictures. I don't start with words.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's
so
true.
this is a picture for me. This is a picture to get me moving. And then unfortunately, you know, we have Ernest and everybody else that's coming, and it's a delight for me to see them out there. But this is personally for me to get me moving beyond just words and meetings. We had since October. We've been planning this since October, and so we finally we got the T-shirts. We finally just say, hey man, we had a lot of people on board, and you know they just mysteriously kind of left. We had ministers, we had neighborhood association people. When I send out the text, all of a sudden I hear birdies. But we have that core group, and it says in the book, Rules for Radicals, that it's a roller coaster ride, an ebb and flow of when you're dealing with organizers. I never considered myself an organizer. First of all, I never considered myself an organizer. I consider myself a person who links people up. Like if I don't know, I can find somebody who does know, and I like doing that a lot. Right, but I've never considered myself. But in the book, he talks about organizing. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not really an organizer. I'm just
you union president. So as a union president, you was organized.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Hellraiser.
Yeah. I mean, shit. You know, they organize sometimes. Usually ain't popular. you know.
Well, we weren't popular with the command staff, but the officers saw that we were doing stuff, and they appreciated. But we were going. So I think me personally, I went too far because I started taking stuff personal, and they weren't ready for where I was going. And truth be told, I wasn't even ready. Well, I didn't know, you know, we battling the mayor. I got a hit out on me. I'm battling the mayor and cussing the mayor out. I'm cussing the mayor out because of something they did to Perry. We walked right in the mayor's office. We have a stone cussing match. I threatened 2 of his bodyguards. They left out the office. I mean, I'm saying words that the average man would jump. I'm trying to get folks to jump. I had enough. See that look on his face? That was the look he had in the mayor's office. He was like, Cloy. I was like, no, I had enough of it. I've been having nightmares. I lost weight. I said, enough is enough, brother. And I said, I will whoop your beep if you wasn't so old, but I'm going to whoop his. And I'm saying stuff to make you jump, and dude don't jump. Right. Yeah. But I realized, hindsight being 2020, I shouldn't have done that. It didn't get me anywhere. Make laugh.
And so you taking that same energy that you had then, and now you putting it into action.
Yeah.
We lost our
fear. Did you leave?
Shoot, hey, Perry was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this because Juan is telling old stories. But look, man, you taking that same energy and you directing it to connecting with young people. All right, that Ernest, I'm bringing him back in as soon as he get his video up. But directing it to connecting with young people that are, you know, riding out, you know, in their vehicles, and they toting, you know, all of these
big gun,
different types of guns. And look, I appreciate that because at the end of the day, I mean, I know I live out in the country. You know, when I go and DJ, I don't have a problem with like stopping at that store because I'm, you know, one, I'm a gun carrying person, but I also know how to talk and relate to people, and that's what I wanted to get from you all is like, you know, you're building rapport on the spot, and potentially the next time that you see these guys, or even that time, you know, you may have said something that like saved their life or saved another person's life.
You know what? It's funny. It's funny you write that story up. Cloy, tell them about the story. They used to have something. You talking about giving youth something to do, and they are fine. Their hands are busy, so they won't get into my grandma used to say devilment. They won't get into devilment. So, Cloy, tell them about what happened, which I was doing back in the day with the basketball.
So at Battlefield Park, you know, funny name for a park, but Battlefield Park, they had basketball goals and no lights. So Perry and I thought, we were police union president, vice president. If we go buy some lights, right, some outside halogen lights, then we could have a quote unquote midnight basketball. So we got a friend of ours that was a DJ. He was in the church, so he played Christian rap music and great beats. And we got some hot dogs, we got some chips, we got some this, we got some that. And we just set the stuff up, man. And you'd be surprised at the amount of people, kids that came over late at night. And so we did this for a couple of Sundays. I'm sorry.
I say they was ready to ball.
They were balling, but the girls were out too. Just it was something to do.
Yeah.
You got music, you got food. We're giving away food, and you got something to do. We're talking, walking around, talking to them. Hey, man, we just listen. We want y'all to have fun, and when you make that clear, listen. No beefing. We ain't beefing over here. Have fun. If you want to beef, go somewhere else and beef. But can you have fun? And they would answer you. Can y'all just have fun? You kids. When you get my age, you can fuss and fight, but let's have fun. They understood that. Well, one particular Sunday, I was tired. Ernest was tired. We didn't have it.
Yeah.
And so we came back the next Sunday. We set up, and a guy came over to me. He was probably about 28 or 30s, early 30s. He said, "Sir, my friend got killed last Sunday." I said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that." He said, "Y'all wasn't here." He said, "And I truly believe that if y'all were here, my friend would still be alive."
Oh, have mercy.
Yeah, that bothered me for a while. That bothered me because I just kind of shrugged it off. I called Perry and I called the dude that DJ for us, and I said, "Damn, well, you know, I know everybody's tired, you know," and that bothered me. You know, that bothered me. How simple it was. Simple, Chuck. It was simple.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna tell the truth. What time is it? Past 10. I get perturbed at people when, man, it's we have 3 core women in our group and 2 core guys, right? Not including the Better Men Society. And I have a phone full of police officers and lawyers and this and that and doctors, and I send this text out, or they'll watch our show, and I'll say that to them. You know, if y'all watching this like we are, we watch the news just like you do. Yeah. But we just got up and just said we're gonna go do it. We're not special as far as it relates. They don't take no super skill set to put on a t-shirt and hand out some cards, right? Say, "Hey, brother, guns down, stop killing. God bless you. Love you. Be safe." Boom, you gone. Guns down, stop killing. That's it. We gone. And so, but again, it's just for me. It's just my PowerPoint presentation starting with pictures. Some people may say this is the most ridiculous thing they've ever seen. That's fine. But can you do something? You know, can you do whatever, you know?
Doing nothing. That's why I came up with that.
Doing nothing is not an option. And I told Chuck a long time ago. I said when I was trying to be the chief of Jackson years ago, I had Chuck's name. Chuck, your name is not was, because I can still pull it up, is on my PowerPoint presentation for the youth. I forgot what I called it. It was a targeted youth area. It was 4-block radius, Hardy Middle School area, Hughes Field, Police Academy, James Street Community Center, The police academy is going to be open all night long. Western Plaza, all of that stuff. The funny thing about it is when I was on the street level narcotics, me and Ernest in 96, Perry, 97, they gave us an office at Western Plaza, but inside the office also were social workers hired by the city. And
96.
That was 96, 97, 97.
Huh.
And if you would have gone by there a couple of years ago, probably 3, they still had the name of our narcotics unit up there, Net Team, NET. It was still up there on the building. The sign was. But all I said that to say, all this can still happen, but it's a targeted. I was going to use reserve officers. You just can come, you can drop your kids off over there, and the reserve officers are going to be the keepers, I guess, of the area. They were going to be trained on how to deal with kids, trained on juvenile brain development, adolescent brain development. I'm sorry, and Chuck knows all about that, Mac, and whatnot. But again, the focus and the emphasis was give them something to do. Chuck can teach them anything as it relates to dealing with microphones, dealing with music, how to DJ, how to get people to up and party, how to chill them out. That's very important. People want to learn how to do that stuff. Just Sunday night, Jacob mentioned a young lady who does photography. She teaches. She could teach them videography. She said, "All we need to do is purchase some camera." You got the young man whose friend got killed a couple of weeks ago, and he's a graphic artist, and he started a nonprofit in his friend's name, Frog. And so they had a story about him on the news. I called him today. I emailed him a couple of days ago. But that's 3 people I mentioned of all these people around here. So we just have to do better. And I believe, and then I'm going to stop talking, that we can't look at our government entities anymore to do anything for us.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
It's called fear. And for the trainers we used to go to with Brother Hollis used to walk around with a big F, and he had tape it to your shirt because you had people that were just were afraid to speak out. And it's multiple levels of this thing, because you're saying that folks would say that you crazy to go do the stuff. I guess we say that we do, because I would pull up in the park, by myself, and everything is going on, but it's like you see your people,
I did it this morning.
You got to have a certain level of confidence, and certain level of confidence in yourself, and not only know the God that creates everything, but the God is in you. So when you have that, you know what I'm saying? And Coach Freeman talk about it all the time. When you have that, and then you got a couple other little handy dandy assets, your fear level is different, but you approaching people and talking to them as people. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest disconnects we have is we don't treat people as people if they look different or don't fit a certain norm. We talk at them, or we, depending on your level of authority, you boss them around, you direct them, but you don't see them as you. You don't talk to them as people.
Yeah. Well, look, what's next for y'all with the podcast and the outreach efforts?
Right.
If y'all want people to join you, how do they get in contact with you and all of that? Like, what's the next few things that you want people to know about?
Well, we're still going to do the podcast. We've got a huge amount of information to share, and this is just a smidgen of the information. And we're also looking for people to join us on the nights that we go out, as well as support us in our venture to basically take over the city with getting our young people things to do. But strategically, what we're planning is ahead of time, if somebody volunteers to do something, we don't want to burn that person out. So we don't start something and then stop. Yeah. So if we have somebody training somebody on graphic design, we don't want one person.
Yeah.
Doing it every Tuesday night, so all that is in the mix as we speak now. But you can contact me on Facebook, or you can call me on my phone. My name is right there at the bottom, JUANCLOY. I think I'm the only person on Facebook with that name. I don't think my son has my name, but I don't think he's on Facebook. You can also call me at 601-720-7119. And just, you can reach me pretty much. You can Google me. And if you forget how to find any of this stuff, the name of our show is Between the Thin Blue Line. And so,
what days is that? Y'all doing it?
Sundays at 7.
You got the graphic, Chuck?
I'm actually putting the banner up, so it'll be
okay.
Yeah.
And we chose that name because what time is it? Because Ernest thought we should have the blue light district, the blue light, what was his thing? Blue light special. And I found out, I Googled blue light special, and I said I heard of that somewhere, and it's Kmart, right? It was Kmart. And then I said, no, then I looked up on there and it said, in the red light district in Amsterdam, when they send the transsexuals out, they turn on blue lights. And I said, that's probably what Ernest meant right there. So,
and no disrespect to the trans community.
No,
but I get where you're coming from, man.
Yeah. So Prairie said, we probably gonna have a whole different audience. I said, no, I don't think many people know what that means. They thought it was like Kmart, but and Mac actually had a name, and so, but we came up with the Between the Thin Blue Line because you have the blue line between good and evil is the police, but then between the thin blue line is kind of like Matrix in Neo in the Matrix, right? Which is something that you don't expect. And I don't think that people expected us to be doing this, right? And it's like you can't really argue with us much about what we're talking about because we've been between the two of us. We've been through like a lot. And so if you talk about police shooting people, you know, we talked about how many people we actually could have shot and maybe should have shot but did not shoot.
Yeah.
And how even on the narcotics unit, we never thought about shooting anybody. It was like jump out the car, run, chase, grab, fight, roll, handcuff, gotcha. And then, you know, it was like the next day you see him out, be like, man, you run real fast. You talk. I got in a fight with a guy and the guy told me he wanted me to get in the ambulance with him because I hit real hard. And I'm in the hospital buying him food. I didn't have enough money to buy both of us food, so I bought him food.
Yeah.
Right. And we're sitting in there talking and laughing. And we just got in a knockdown, drag out fight. Right. And so you got a subset of police officers. It's not personal. It's really not personal. And we do like to see you do good. And so a lot of us do like to see, we don't like to see people. And, you know, today I talked to a young lady who's been on meth for a long time. And I said, listen, the reason we talking to you is because we see the bodies in the ditch. You know, we have to pull the bodies out the ditch when somebody's throwing you out the car, right? Or shot you in your head. We have to tell your mother you got shot in the head. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So it takes years off my life. So yeah. All cops ain't bad.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, I appreciate y'all for what y'all doing. I know that, you know, the conversation that we've had tonight has definitely, and, you know, we don't know exactly who's all out there, but there are a dedicated group of people that have watched this broadcast. Of course, there are folks that are going to go back and see it, but we're going to definitely do our part to, you know, share the message and do whatever recruiting we can, and, you know, just keep moving. And we're gonna try to move our folks forward, move Mississippi forward. All gas, no break.
We got
all gas, no break. T-shirt.
We're gonna help. Yeah, we got a t-shirt, man. We got a t-shirt for you, man.
No, all gas, no break.
Yeah.
Is that that's on there?
Yeah.
Mississippi. All gas, no break. I wish I was talented like you, man.
Hey, I tell everybody, I said we a hot mess. I said between me, Chuck, and Sabir, if one of us can come up with some shit, we make it become real. It's real good. But
we are working on some of the things you're talking about to help close some of the social disparities in our community, which
Yes,
will
sir.
be the reading and feeding program we're going to do this summer. Working on some basic stuff. Listen, we got a jewel. We are bringing Brother Hollis out, right? Brother Hollis is going to turn 80 in July, and we're partnering with the Hollis Watkins Human Development Foundation, and
Right.
he's going to teach some community organizing, but some of that
Okay.
upbuilding skills that that they learned in back in the day with SNCC and FOI, when you're talking about transforming the man and building them back up, basic skill stuff and how to carry yourself and how to handle yourself. And I'm gonna reach out to Coach Freeman about doing the self-defense, self-confidence, and was it self-defense, self-confidence, and it was another self that we came up with, but we're just trying to put something together. I talked to Young Venom, with coming up with some of the black leads and some of the comic books. So that's what we're gonna have the students reading, children reading. They're gonna read black comic books, right? They're gonna read some Marvel stuff, but we're gonna provide some healthy food for them. They're gonna read some comic books. This is just a small piece what we just talked about. Providing some resources for the children. And everybody do what they do. We just support each other. So when you out hanging out these cars, tell these young brothers, look, we got this going on. We got that going on. Just talk with Sabir, his lady. We're going to work with her to get her to come and help with resume building and writing skills. So we offering this to those who want to participate. It's not a force. We're just letting you know that, hey, it's alternative things you can do out there. If you don't want to be involved with this, hey, man, come over here just for a little while. But it's just showing them that somebody actually care and that we have some alternative things for them to do. And they can be in a safe space. That's one of the main things that a lot of them right now, these young cats right now, man, they ain't sleeping. No. They not sleeping. They thinking somebody gonna get them. And for them to be in a safe space where they know they're actually safe, man. Cloy was out there. I don't know if Chuck was out there with us. We had this cat that had just got out of prison from Atlanta, and we called him ATL. And he was paranoid at first because he just got out of prison. But he laid there and went to sleep on Stamp's cot because he hadn't been able to sleep. He'd been watching his back the whole time he got out. But he felt safe, and he went to sleep.
Yeah.
Which goes back to the story about DMX. That's something we could talk about. But being safe when you out there in them streets is just, if you can't get but 3 to 4 hours of sleep, you just want to be able to do that.
Can you imagine that and how that would play on your psyche, that if you hadn't had any sleep?
Oh, that's the level of insanity.
That's a level of insanity. Yeah.
When you go 32 hours without sleep, and you talking to folks that have pushed the envelope, we're doing events and working. We done pushed the envelope and looking at the clock and like, did the sun just come back up? Yeah, it did. Have we not been to sleep? No, we hadn't. Oh well, start back over. And then you start to feel different. But I'm saying we pushed that envelope and we consider ourselves to be sane folk. But you just understand when somebody's already dealing with some trauma at times. Yeah, because we do some crazy shit. Like what we're about to do now for the summer, hitting these streets and coming up with some ideas to give some alternatives to help save our youth. And we have to do that, starting with our own. Getting our children involved when they don't have no other choice but to follow you, So that's one of my plans. When my daughter comes for the summer, she would be involved in doing what I'm doing, with the community. They don't have no other options. When you start them right there, that's the first group of children we start to save. If your children and children that's in your immediate family, and that's what we got to do, because all the work that you were doing now is gonna stop with you.
Right.
If you don't keep Cam with you, the work that you're doing now stops with you.
Cam is so I want to make this public offer now. I'm gonna go back because Perry was talking about the firearms training and he segued into something else. So I want to offer y'all our firearms training class for free. And then when you come to the class, then when you get done with the class, you tell us if you want us to teach the people y'all were talking about what y'all learned.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
They don't need to go to that extent. I don't think we need to train young people that. But I do, like Chuck was saying, I do believe that they need to be familiar with their guns since they're carrying these guns. They don't need to go to the extent what we do, the training that we do.
I think Juan is talking. We talking tactical,
right?
No, when we start out. We start out different than anybody. We start out hard. We don't start out easy.
Okay.
And then we go tackle after around 12 or 1. And then we really start. And then we when we winding up, you right there. You this close to what you think. It ain't no paper, by the way. So we stopped shooting paper at 12. We don't shoot paper long. We ain't punching no holes in it. We ain't killing no more trees.
So do you have a gun safety course?
Not really. We have a 4-hour beginner course.
That's it.
Hey, but you know that gun safety is actually simpler. I mean, what he's talking about doing is similar to like fighting. If you find anybody has done any organized fighting growing up, they get into less fights than anybody else.
Right.
Because they've been trained and they have the understanding and the discipline of what they can do. People that, just like with the firearm, for a lot of us that grew up hunting and being around guns, you don't see them out there doing it. You've been around a gun all your life. It was nothing to go get the rifle or the shotgun or whatever. So it's not new to you. You used to it.
I know what a gunshot look like.
Right. Right. I know when you put your hand on the trigger and they go off, and we've done that, but and so you have a different level of respect for it. And you know that what kind of damage you can do. These cats are living in a facade. They didn't got this gun. They didn't went to somebody's house and they just shot up some
somebody's
stuff.
wife texted me.
Oh.
Right.
About a gun class.
Oh, somebody got called out. Well,
yeah, she always said that my wife during the daytime, his wife at night. So. She been cheating on me every day though. I can't get a minute in here.
We're gonna lead you to y'all need we're gonna send y'all back to your show. Chuck, where the music at, Chuck?
Yeah, where the music at, Chuck?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. We invite y'all to tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Mac, he finishing up a drink, and hell, I ain't drank nothing tonight, but I appreciate y'all for being here with us. We want to make sure that everybody reaches out to Juan and Ernest about gun violence prevention outreach. You can hit Juan up on the cell 601-720-7119, and make sure you check out Between the Thin Blue Line on Sundays at 7 p.m. Once again, Nightcap Knowledge, and we will see y'all right back here next week. Peace.
I think he's still gonna be in the studio.
Black with no chaser.